Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. We'll just give it a minute or two just to let a few final people join the call. But yeah, 20 seconds and we should be good to go. I hope you're all doing well. It's great to see so many of you here. And yeah, we're really excited to get going. Cool. Well, I think that's about enough time. So hello, everybody, and welcome to the Future of Blockchain University Hackathon. I'm really excited that we're finally at the launch event. It feels like there's lots of work that has gone into this. So speaking to all of our community partners, it's really great to see you all here. But equally, if you're joining as an individual, it's not too late for sign-ups for the event. Is totally virtual. So if you have friends who are looking to join, please do reach out to them, get them signed up, and you can form a really great team. So yeah, as I said, it's really great to have you all here. I'd love to introduce myself and Angela. So Angela, please feel free to join yourself to the stage. But we are the program managers for this university hackathon. So any questions that you may have, whether it's just generally about the course itself or some more kind of technical bounty questions, we can point you to the right people. So it's really great to see you all. Angela, I don't know if you have anything you'd like to say or just to say hello. That would be great.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hello, and like it's so great to see so many people in the room right now, especially because we've all been contacting you guys over the past few weeks as well and getting to know some of you. So really awesome to see everyone and super excited. Rory, take it away.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much, Angela. That's great, and we'll get going with the launch. So for those of you who aren't aware, as I mentioned, we've had lots of calls with our partner communities, but some of you have joined up as individuals. So we are a Web3 education community, and our ultimate aim is to help developers, and in this situation, students, to learn, build, and forge their careers in Web3. We do this through a number of different programs. At the bottom here, you'll see some kind of stats of how many people we've worked with, but we offer 5 different program types through our Educate, our hackathons, accelerators, boot camps, and recruitment. So across these programs, we feel like we have the board covered from our Educate series, which are kind of more high-level, open-ended introductions into blockchain technology. But then we also have we're all here for a hackathon, so that's really great. But ultimately as well, we have accelerators to help people really boost their projects, and also recruitment too. So that's Encode Club. We're really delighted to have you all here. And without further ado, I'd love to invite Eomji to the stage. Eomji is our head of research. She's been with Encode for many years, and it'd be great to have her to give a little intro and say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Many years, like 2 years is forever in blockchain, isn't it? Everyone, happy to see you all. Some of you perhaps have met me in for example, if Prague, or a Paris in different a conference. I know several student clubs, I met them in different hackathons, and I was so excited that you guys are all joining to this hackathon. So hello everyone, a warm welcome to the Future of Blockchain University Hackathon. I can say that we are from everywhere: South Africa, Mexico, London, Nigeria. It's so excited, isn't it? So please drop there where you're from. I'd love to know more about that. I'm really thrilled to stand before you today as we begin an exciting journey, collaboration of a lot of different universities that we are introducing blockchain technology to all of you. I want to take a moment to appreciate each one of you taking up this challenge and being a part of this opportunity. Your presence here reflects your determination to stay ahead in the world of technological innovation. And I'm inspired by your passion and enthusiasm, especially how all the students are collaboratively joining here together. Especially in this fast-paced and ever-evolving digital landscape, blockchain has emerged as one of the disruptive solutions, transforming industries and reshaping the way we interact with the data. Hi, Armando, data, finance, and governance. It's a tech that has the power to decentralize, democratize, and revolutionize a lot of different things. But yet, there's a lot of things to discover, explore, and we need to test. So we are still so early. There's a lot of things we need to test and finding more use cases together. So what makes this hackathon truly special is not just the technology itself, but the diverse perspectives and fresh ideas that each one of you brings to the table. As students, you have the unique ability to think beyond boundaries, thinking that how Vitalik made Ethereum like during his university time, and challenge the status quo, like challenge all the genius people in the space. Maybe all the little ideas, someone gonna say it's silly, maybe that's amazing to break into the space, or envision a future that is yet to written, so that you will be in the space that whatever you make perhaps gonna be used by future people. So over the next weeks, you will have the opportunity to collaborate with like-minded peers, mentors, and also industry experts. In a few minutes, you're going to meet our experts who are joining this hackathon to support you, providing education and also along the way answering technical questions. Let me emphasize that this is not just a competition, but learning journey. You will have mentors who are going to be helping you while you are facing hurdles, encountering setbacks, and you will also find creative breakthroughs with your friends who are hacking with you. So it's about pushing your limits, try new things, and ultimately creating something fun together. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck. And I have no doubt that each one of you gonna have amazing experience here and leave this hackathon not just as a better hackers, but visionary builders in the system. And then you will enjoy this a lot. So first, enjoy, and second, learn a lot, and let the hack begin.
Thank you very much, Eomji. I hope you're all feeling very excited and inspired as to what you could build and potential changes that you could ultimately bring to the industry. So after that amazing, exciting overview, I'd love to give you some more details of the hackathon itself. So as we know, it's a Future of Blockchain University Hackathon. The event is totally online. As Eomji mentioned, we have universities and societies from all over the globe. It's been really amazing to speak with you all and learn a little bit more about what you're all doing as well. So yeah, that's been really great. It's a 4-week hackathon, and as we said, the university students, the hackers, the participants, you're all going to be building your projects, competing for prizes, and throughout every stage we'll be supporting you. We've got lots of amazing workshops from our sponsors, that should really kind of aid you throughout the process, and hopefully in the end we can build some really amazing projects. And that takes me on to you, all of the participants. We have some amazing people involved. Again, if you're an individual, there's opportunities for you to team up with other people too. I will share a QR code for our Discord channels, and in the server, there is a dedicated space for you to meet and link up with other participants to form some really great teams. But it's amazing to see all of our partners so far. As I previously mentioned, we are still open to people signing up. If you come from a community and we're yet to partner with them, it would be great to speak with them too and get the logo on the website and form a team from your society. So in terms of what's next, I've kind of covered the formation of your teams. In the next 2 weeks, we've got a series of workshops. As I mentioned, and as I will soon introduce to you, our sponsors will be delivering those workshops, telling you a little bit more about their bounties, about what they do. And so that's really a great opportunity for you to learn and think about your projects going forward too. In weeks 3 and 4, you will then have the opportunity to build more on your project. There will be a one-to-one mentorship scheme. So Angela and myself, as our program managers, feel free to reach out to us about any questions. In the Hacker Pack, which I will link later on in the slides, we also have our Calendly link. So it really is, we are here to assist you and help you throughout the process. So we are free to have 1v1 calls, and you can ask us anything to help build your projects. And ultimately, this is with the overall aim of you submitting your amazing projects. As I've kind of mentioned so far, we have support in a number of different avenues. So the first way is our workshops, where you will learn more about the sponsors and what to build. Our Hacker Pack is our go-to for any information which you need on the university hackathon, whether it's dates of workshops, whether it's bounties and bounty information, whether it's information on the sponsors themselves. That really is a great tool, which we will keep linking in the chat. We will keep linking in every workshop because it's so important that you have access to that. Our Discord channels too, if anything isn't covered in the Hacker Pack, please do feel free to reach out. We will be creating sponsor dedicated zones where if you have a question for a specific sponsor, you can reach out directly to those to get some technical solutions. And finally, as I mentioned, the one-on-one support with myself and Angela. But I'm sure after the introduction and the overview of the hackathon, what many of you are here for is to learn more about the bounties and the prizes and our sponsors. So we will jump into that straight away and start inviting some of our sponsors to introduce themselves on the stage. So we have 6 amazing sponsors for this university hackathon, and just to run through them quickly, we have Arbitrum, we have ENS, we have Sort, Union, SpruceID and Avalanche, and they're all amazing sponsors. They've got some really amazing workshops lined up, and also the bounties are really great too, and I'm sure you're going to build some amazing projects for those. So without further ado, I would love to invite Anuja from Arbitrum to the stage, just to give herself a little intro and talk about Arbitrum and the workshops and bounties too. So hi, Anuja, I'd love to hand over to you if that's okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rory, and the entire Encode team for organizing this hackathon, and the entire process has been super smooth. Thank you so much. I'm Anuja. Hi, everyone. I am head of growth at Arbitrum Foundation, and Arbitrum, for some of you who don't know about Arbitrum, Arbitrum is a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. So we are an optimistic rollup. Basically, all the transactions that you can do on Ethereum, you can do on Arbitrum as well. This is completely EVM chain. Right now, I think 56%, more than 56% of the market share is with Arbitrum in terms of layer 2 solutions, and I think more than around 6 billion TVL is also logged on Arbitrum. So we are kind of a mostly DeFi centric, and DeFi Arbitrum ecosystem has been growing so far. Now, apart from Arbitrum 1, there are also 2 other chains, Arbitrum Nova and Orbit. Arbitrum Nova is again a public blockchain, and Orbit is a tech stack based on what you can build your layer 3 blockchain on top of Arbitrum. So these are the 3 main products of Arbitrum. We joined this hackathon with Encode, as last week only we announced Arbitrum Ambassador Program, which is for one of its first kind of program from the Arbitrum side, which is specially actually designed for students in universities only. So only universities which already have blockchain clubs or want to invest more into the blockchain research or just participate in blockchain activities, they are more than welcome to join the Ambassador Program. And it is also open for the students who would love to represent Arbitrum in their local communities if they want to contribute to Arbitrum in any way possible. So this is the Arbitrum Ambassador Program. Now, as part of this hackathon, we are coming up with bounties across the Arbitrum products. You can build anything on Arbitrum Nova, which is again a second chain on Arbitrum. You can build any really cool games on it, or you can build any NFT collection on that. You can also build any social projects on Nova. Anything, any creative ideas on Nova. We also have Orbit chain. As I said, you can build your own blockchain on top of Arbitrum. So we have also included that into the bounties. If you already have some blockchain application which you again want to create on your own separate blockchain, that you can also do. That is called Arbitrum. In any kind of basically technical topics that you want to just do any experiment on, those are the parts of the bounties. And with Encode, we are also going to have a workshop with you. Patrick from our Arbitrum Foundation team will join the workshop, and we will basically go through what is Ethereum, what are the scaling problems on Ethereum, how exactly Arbitrum is solving that. It will also include everything like developing steps for any layer 2 solution on EVM. That will be the portion in the workshop, and we are really excited actually, and to see what all you guys build on. For any question or if you want to connect to Arbitrum Foundation, just let us know. If you want to join Ambassador program, let us know, and we'll see you soon, and all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anuja, for that amazing introduction. It's perfect. It's great to hear about your workshops, your bounties, and Arbitrum as well. So thank you so much for that. Next up, I'd like to invite Greg Skriloff of ENS. And without further ado, Greg, I'd love to hand over to you.
Sweet. Thanks so much for the intro. Hey everyone, I am Greg from ENS Labs. I work on experiments and integrations, which means basically I get to build stuff on ENS and help others do the same. So I'm a big fan of hackathons myself, and I'm sure you guys all are too, or will be by the end of this one. So I'm very excited to help you guys out. If you haven't heard of ENS before, ENS is a decentralized naming protocol for Web3 and beyond. And it really just solves, at the core at least, the same problem that domain names solved in Web2 or the internet more generally, right? Before we had domain names, we had IP addresses for websites, which obviously was not an ideal user experience. And in crypto, that problem is even worse because crypto addresses are a lot uglier than IP addresses. And so we have ENS names to close that gap, basically. So ENS names are really at the heart of people's crypto identity. It's their portable Web3 profile. Anywhere you use an Ethereum address, or really any crypto address, you should be able to use an ENS name instead. So that means if I'm typing in a recipient address, I should also be able to type in a recipient name, and so on. So to kind of get you guys up to speed with ENS, we have 2 workshops and 3 prizes. So first, I'll just be talking about ENS and integrating it into your applications, kind of at a more basic level or just an entry level, which I think all of you will be able to follow very well, and we'll make docs and everything available to you during that. And then the next one on August 11th will be a bit more complicated for those of you who really want to kind of reach deeper and explore the future of ENS. And for doing these few things, we have a number of bounties. So first is best project that uses ENS as usernames. Like I said, ENS is really the core part of somebody's Web3 identity. And so using ENS as usernames is always an exciting use case that we see out in the wild. And then the next is a little bit more broad of just most interesting use case of ENS. People have come up with plenty of cool ideas over the years. And so we think students are some of the most creative people. We'd love to see what you guys can do in it. And lastly, ENS at a baseline, like I said, can be fairly easy to implement. And so we want to encourage, we think it should be included in as many projects as possible. And so to help that along, we are giving $200 to the top 15 projects that integrate ENS. And we'll have exactly more details on that in docs and everything that we'll be sharing. But yeah, we want to support as many of you guys as possible. And sorry for the background noise. But yeah, like I said, excited to be here. We'll have quick start guide and docs available for you guys soon. And I hope to see you guys in the workshops. Good luck with the hacking.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Greg. I'm really excited to see the natural progression of your 2 workshops as well. It seems like it's going to really allow a lot of people to upskill and familiarize themselves with using ENS. I see Thomas from Sort has already been invited to the stage. So Thomas, without taking any more time, I'd love for you to again provide a quick introduction to Sort and talk us through some of your bounties and your workshop too. So thank you.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Thomas. I'm an engineer here at Sort. I'm here to talk about our platform and the rewards and bounties. Sword is a community-funded platform for working with blockchain data. We provide you all a set of tools that allow you to minister data from EVM-based blockchains without an extensive knowledge of structures in Web3 or about the chain itself. Essentially, you don't need to know how blockchain data is organized under the hood. Don't know what a block or a transaction receipt is. That's fine. We have tools that allow you to interact with that data in your web browser. And as a Web3 user of a platform, you can work with data from your favorite NFTs, ERC20 tokens, dApps, without needing to understand, things like Ethereum primitives. So you have your pick of web tools as well that we've built. So we have an AI-powered sort of console in our web app that allows you to retrieve data using real language, essentially. And then we have, traditional SQL interface. So if you're more used to sort of older techniques or maybe older practices, you can use that as well. So we have a couple of different ways for you to get into these things. We also have things like push notifications, which when a condition is met on chain, you could have that push a piece of data to your native Web 2.0 app. So like your Express server or your web server. So how does this work? Well, it's a community-funded app. So the community pays to register these apps, and then anybody in the community can access it. So essentially what happens is the idea is that there's a couple of community benefactors that would pay for a spread of community apps, and then, it would be free access to all. And then anybody can contribute to any project. There's no whitelisting or anything. So for the hackathon, we love if you told the best story with Sort's data. We're awarding our top prize to the contributor that tells a compelling story with any of the blockchain data we provide and presents it in the best fashion. In addition, there's a pool prize where participants try to share, to show narrative as well. If you can include that in your hackathon project, and you'll get a split prize of 1,000 USD worth of credits in our platform. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for letting me present. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Once again, amazing to hear more about Sort. Sounds like there's some really cool bounties, so I'm sure people will love building their projects towards those. So thank you very much. Next up, we have SpruceID. I'd love to invite Wayne Chang to the stage. And yeah, it would be great to... Oh, I've gone one too far. No, I haven't. SpruceID, sorry. Yeah, if Wayne Chang, if we could invite Wayne to the stage just to give more of an intro about Spruce and the bounty. And here we go. Hi, Wayne. Hope you're well. And yeah, it'd be great to hear more about Spruce and your bounties and workshop too.
Great, Rory, thank you so much for having us. This is our first hackathon with Encode. We're very excited to be here and grateful for the opportunity to talk to such amazing hackers. So basically, SpruceID, our mission is to let users control their data across the web. Instead of people signing into platforms, we imagine that platforms should sign into people's data vaults. And in your data vault, you can control everything about it, who can access your data or revoke that access, etc. And one of the really important tools towards that is signing with Ethereum. Before that, I'll talk about my own experience with hackathons. I've been a really avid hackathon goer when I was in university, so was standing in your shoes. And basically, I think that it's important to remember that hackathons started from the BSD community, from OpenBSD in particular. Really cool operating system. If you hadn't had a chance to look at it, check it out. But basically, it would be when people would fly in from places across the world and just hack on code. It was an open source project. People had other full-time jobs and they wanted to hit scope and certain deadlines by that time, right? So it's really about building things of value and use. I think that it's since evolved to be able to figure out what are the next products or tools that we can build using existing ecosystems. Really excited to do that. But a lot of this hackathon participation actually gave me the background I needed to start SpruceID and some other startups, because building something from nothing is really challenging, and this is one of your opportunities to practice. So at SpruceID, trying to let people build applications that, instead of people signing into platforms, the platform signs into the data vaults. One of the most important things we have for that is cryptography. The ability for users to cryptographically sign something, whether that's an Ethereum transaction or a login statement. That was our thinking when we created Sign In with Ethereum with a bunch of other co-authors, allowing Ethereum users to log into a website with just that and nothing more. And since then, we've seen the rise of passkeys and a whole bunch of other technologies that really shift control back to the user's keys in certain ways, and trying to think about how we can use paradigms like Sign In with Ethereum instead of sign in with your big tech provider to be able to bring all the resources you want to bring to the equation, not just stuff that's allowed and authorized for you, right? So we're very interested in these use cases and challenges where you can let the user bring their own data to an application. They can sign in with Ethereum and you can access their data vault as an application, the user having full discretion over what's shared or not. And that's one of the challenges. The other one that goes hand in hand is signing with Ethereum. So we're really looking forward to looking at these kinds of applications. Would definitely recommend to build one with this as, if you're going for a bigger prize, build an application with this as a centerpiece and not as a +1. I played the hackathon game too, and it's very attractive to just try and check all the boxes to have a shot at all the prizes. But I think if you really want to do, well for us and probably the other companies, you want to really tell a compelling story about how this is so important to the app's functionality and not just a checkbox that you checked. So if you need any support, we're going to be in Discord, and we'll also have a workshop talking about this. If you're interested in job opportunities at Spruce, we are hiring great Rust engineers and people who are security minded. You can just connect with me on LinkedIn or Twitter. My name is Wayne Chang with SpruceID. Should be pretty easy to find. Really appreciate the opportunity to go over this slide with you all and talk about SpruceID. We're always looking for feedback. We want to improve our open source libraries. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Wayne, thank you very much. It's great to hear more about SpruceID. There were also some general hackathon tips there for all of the hackers involved. So that was really, really useful. Next up, I'd love to invite Jacob from Union to the stage, where he can discuss his own workshops and bounties. Jacob, hi, good to see you.
Howdy, y'all. Sorry for the run.
No problem.
I'm the founder of Union Protocol. So Union's a permissionless credit protocol. This is lending without collateral. So if you need to borrow money, you don't have to put up $150 in order to borrow $100, like most of DeFi today. Instead, it's basically you deciding who to underwrite. So this allows a lot of cool stuff, like you can now give a credit line to a smart contract, whereas before, like you can't give a credit line to a smart contract. You can build smart contracts that underwrite specific people based on specific on or off-chain things. Some of the things could be like other sponsors, like if you have an ENS that's a certain age, that would be a condition to underwrite. Other things like DAOs underwriting their members. So the workshops, so we do have a workshop on the 4th. We'll kind of have a brief overview of what is credit, why it's important, brief overview of the protocol and kind of the underlying contracts. And then we'll walk you through some of the things that you can kind of build, including both a borrowing from the borrowing side. So like, okay, you now have a credit line with a contract, what do you do? And then another one where you'll basically walk through and deploy a smart contract that will vouch for like a specific parameter. The bounties, we really just have two kind of big ones. One is just build something cool. This could be a UI for a specific credit category using one of the like underwriter SDKs. So we have pretty good software toolkits and kind of some pre-templates. if you want to build on using one of those. Or it could be another big problem is finding and matching people. So like people who need credit matching with people who are willing to provide it, and then kind of what the parameters are. And then the second prize is kind of what's called a no or low code, but it's really just building kind of better visualizations or guides to kind of explain kind of credit and kind of the union protocol. Like an example here could be, so union is basically this web of trust of a bunch of people vouching for and underwriting for people, which creates this really cool visualization of basically who everybody trusts, which is kind of cool. So if you, another part of the build something cool is just choose your own adventure. Like probably the coolest part of all of this being like permissionless, like a permissionless protocol is it's entirely up to you what to build. Probably the coolest thing isn't what I come up with, it's probably what you come up with. And yeah, that's unique. Come to the workshop or just hit me up after, really anytime, and I'll help you out.
Amazing. Jacob, thank you so much. It's really great to see that there are two pretty open bounties. So really excited to see how people interpret those, what they decide to build, and hopefully some amazing projects too. So last but not least, we have Usman from Ava Labs. It would be great if you could discuss Avalanche and your own workshops and bounties.
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? Super happy to be here. Just wanted to kind of start up and say that I'm a huge fan of Encode Club. I've been in the ecosystem for, can't remember how, since I got into blockchain, actually. So was a part of my university's blockchain club. We participated in a bunch of hackathons together. I believe that they're in the crowd today. So shout out to Blockchain at San Diego, and you guys are gonna do awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because, you know, in the time when you're in university, you're able to have a lot of time to experiment, to test new technologies, to build the cutting edge. And the best thing is that there's a lot of programs out there to be able to support you in doing so. And hackathons are a great way to do that. So I'm glad to be in a position now where I can be helping out developers and students who are interested in blockchain. So to give you a little bit of intro about Avalanche, Avalanche is a network of networks is what I like to call it, a blockchain where you can launch other blockchains, where we like to think of as, so I was talking in the chat a little bit earlier, it seemed like, you know, there's a good range of people in here who have started with blockchain, who might not know anything about it. This is their first hackathon. So to give you guys a little bit of background, right? Blockchain 1.0 was really introduced to us by Bitcoin, introducing this monetary system that was decentralized, censorship resistant, a really powerful use case of blockchain, right? As a monetary system. And then we got introduced to Ethereum, which introduced the idea of decentralized applications, smart contracts, and really revolutionizing this next generation of blockchain, right? But we're at a point in the industry where we've realized that Ethereum has a lot of problems with it, right? That it's slow, that it's clunky when a lot of people use it. And we're looking at new solutions beyond Ethereum, right? So you've heard things like rollups, you've heard things like scaling solutions, and a number of other ways to solve these issues. And we believe at Avalanche that we have the next generation of blockchain, or blockchain 3.0, so to speak. So with Avalanche, you can launch your own network, which is called a subnet, which can compose of one or many blockchains, which can be running any virtual machine. So if you're familiar with Ethereum, Ethereum runs something called the Ethereum virtual machine that allows you to run smart contracts in the, each specific way, written in Solidity, how you're all familiar to. But with Avalanche, you can launch any virtual machine you'd like. So on Avalanche, we also have a subnet, which is composed of an EVM compatible blockchain. So you can launch Solidity apps as if you were writing on any other blockchain today on Avalanche with sub-second immutable finality, thanks to our consensus algorithm. I'll be covering all this in our workshop later on in the hackathon. But essentially, you'll be able to take advantage of sub-second finality on our C chain, which is essentially our EVM clone. But you can also, with our other bounty, launch your own subnet with your own virtual machine if you'd like. So I went ahead and dropped in. So if you want to contact us, obviously Encode Club channel is the best place to do it on Discord. We also created this Telegram channel if anyone has any Avalanche specific questions relating to our bounties. And I also just dropped in our hacker pack in there for anyone interested in deploying a use case specific subnet, whether that's EVM or non-EVM related, using the EVM or using our Hyper SDK for non-EVM related subnets, or launching a C-chain application. So we have a couple of different use case specific things that we want to see built on the C-chain, cool things like decentralized social, really decentralized, some innovative DeFi, GameFi. There's a lot of really cool stuff that you can build on Avalanche, tokenization, and other things that you can potentially even utilize the other sponsors for as well. So that's all there is for Avalanche. Really looking forward to building alongside you guys. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's really cool to hear that you're involved with San Diego, and hopefully that can kind of provide some inspiration for everybody in the launch event today, that ultimately attending these hackathons and building amazing projects, you could find yourself in Usman's position in years to come. So yeah, really inspirational and great to hear from you. Up next, I'd love to just kind of provide some more key dates and some next steps, and just answer some FAQs just before we wrap up. So I'm aware that all of the speakers kind of outlined their workshops and provided a little bit of information on those, but I just thought I'd display them all again on the screen so you can all kind of take note of what we have coming up. So this week, we have the top 4 workshops. So starting off tomorrow with Arbitrum, we have the introduction to rollups. We then have 2 really good Solidity talks with Mateus, just giving general overview of Solidity and general kind of knowledge into blockchain technology. Before, on the 4th, we have our Union workshop to round up this week. Heading into next week on Monday, we have a talk with ENS and a second talk with Arbitrum. Before we have 5 remaining talks to finish off the week, I'll just leave them all up there for you quickly to cast your eye over. But we have Avalanche, SpruceID, Arbitrum, Sort, and ENS. So I hope you all agree. It's an amazing lineup of workshops, a great opportunity for you all to learn some more. And we're really happy to have our sponsors on board and providing those workshops for you all. So after the workshops, as I outlined, they will take place in week 1 and 2. Week 3 and 4 is a good opportunity for you to continue building your projects. As I mentioned previously, we're there to support you throughout the entire process. So any questions, come to myself or Angela, use the Discord channels, use the dedicated spaces for any technical questions. And you should have a really good coverage of support throughout the entire process. The submission is on Sunday, the 27th of August, followed by which there will be a 2-week judging period. For the finalists who are selected, we will also provide a pitch practice where you can do a practice run of your pitches to myself and Angela. We will provide you with feedback. We've run lots of these programs before, so we can give you lots of tips and tricks to try and improve your presentation as much as possible, all ahead of the grand finale on Tuesday, the 12th of September. So we're really excited that you've all signed up for the University Hackathon, and we can't wait to see what you all build, and hopefully we can have lots of you involved with the finale on the 12th. Next steps for everybody involved. There, I will provide a QR code on the next page of our Discord channel. It's really great if you can join that. All of our communication will be via Discord. So whether that's notifications on workshops, answering your questions, it's just a really great place to be to find out any information on this University Hackathon. Also, as I mentioned, we have the dedicated channel to find your teammates. So for those of you who have joined with a society, that's really great. We're really excited to see what you build. But if you have joined as an individual and you want to find an amazing team to build a really cool project, hopefully we can facilitate that too. And once again, please reach out to Angela and I if you need any assistance with that. We then have the 2 weeks of workshops, which I've previously outlined, a great opportunity to learn and eventually build an amazing project. So as I mentioned, here are the two potentially most important QR codes. So the one is to the Discord channel. So any questions you may have, you can reach out to us there. And the Hacker Pack, as I mentioned, which has all of the information about this Future of Blockchain program. So I'll just leave those on the screen for a second or two longer, just in case any of you are trying to get a snap of those. And we'll move on to some frequently asked questions. So who can take part? So obviously it's a university hackathon, so we'd love to see lots of students and grads, as long as your team is mainly created by students, that's perfect. Can I enter an existing project? Yes, of course, you're welcome to do so. However, we do ask to see perhaps a feature or a significant improvement for that project to show that you've actually built something within this Future of Blockchain program. Do I need a team? No. As we mentioned, there are plenty of avenues for you to build a team, but if you're happier hacking by yourself and you like to work solo, that is also fine. And we look forward to seeing your submissions. Where can I find info and resources? Again, the Hacker Pack, I included it on the previous slide. Hopefully you all got the opportunity to take a scan. I'm sure one of the team will put a link in the chat for anybody who missed that. Equally, the up-to-date info, Discord is a really great place to ask all of your questions. And just a final note on the prize delivery. Prize announcements are tentative and some values may change in the future. And we will be verifying all of the code bases before we send over the rewards. So the second from last slide for me is just to highlight the next workshop, which will be taking place tomorrow. I hope you all have the invite in your calendars. If you don't, please reach out to one of the team and we can get that sent over to you as soon as possible. It's the Arbitrum workshop. There's an introduction to rollups. It should be a really amazing event. And ultimately, I guess, as informative as this session has been, that will be the first lesson where you can really learn and start thinking about your projects going forward. So please don't miss it. It would be great to see you all there. And yeah, this would be a really great opportunity for you all. So before we do sign off, I would love to just grab a picture with all of our sponsors, everyone from Encode. It's just a real great opportunity to get a nice picture. So if we could invite everybody to the stage, yeah, that would be great, just before some closing remarks. So I'm just going to invite some of the sponsors to the stage. I will stop sharing my screen. Hi, Anuja, Thomas, good to see you. Jacob, just add some final members. Great to have Angela too, and Eomji, amazing to see you all. And I think, unless Usman is going to join, give him a second or two, but it doesn't look like it. Perhaps we should take the picture as is. So if on the countdown of 3, we could all do a big wave. So 3, 2, 1. Perfect. There we go. Brilliant.
And just one thing to hackers, if you want to be in the photo, submit the project. You will be invited to the stage in the finale event.
Yes, we will have a like-for-like photo at the finale. Hopefully that time we'll have lots of hackers involved too. But as I kind of mentioned, it's really great to finally be here at the launch event. It feels like, as I said, a lot of work has gone into it, and we're really excited that we can finally kick off the Future of Blockchain event. We're so excited to see what you all build. We're excited for you to learn more about each of our sponsors, and yeah, it's just an amazing opportunity for you to kind of network with your peers and build something amazing. So that's everything from me, but thank you very much for joining today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the first workshop.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.